Hello everyone, my name is Rupak Banerjee and this is the channel The Love of the Written Word. And in this channel, I talk about the love of my books. I give small reviews of the books that I have read. I also share the names of the books I will be reviewing next, as well as the books I am planning to buy. I welcome all of your opinions, remarks, and if you happen to like my content, please do give a comment and if possible, subscribe to my channel. Today, I am going to talk to you about 3 books and 3 different authors. Out of the 3 authors that I'm going to talk, 2 are non-Indians and 1 is an Indian. But all of these 3 authors are highly touched by India. They are associated with India in a very big way. So this is the common platform for today's book review or a short video on the books that I have read. The very first author that I'm going to talk to you is none other than Dominique Lapierre. Dominique Lapierre is a French author and he is unfortunately no longer with us, and he has a unique ability to write non-fiction with the verve and spirit of any fiction as well as any thriller. So the kind of interest a reader finds in Dominique Lapierre's books are unfathomable. The very first book that came to my mind when I heard about Dominique Lapierre was The City of Joy. More so because I belong to that very city. I am from Calcutta. And City of Joy was later on filmed. So today I am going to talk to you about Dominique Lapierre's book, India, My Love. This book was published by Full Circle in the year 2013. Dominique Lapierre, along with his friend Larry Collins, came to India and traveled the length and breadth of this country using a Rolls-Royce. Yes, he bought a second-hand Rolls-Royce and he brought it to India by ship. Then he traveled across the country using his Rolls-Royce, and later on he left the country driving the Rolls-Royce back to his hometown. An adventurous person, an adventure throughout. And this is a recollection of his 1 year's stay in India along with Larry Collins while he was researching for another of his very famous book, Freedom at Midnight. So Dominique Lapierre was my first author. It's a paperback, 186 pages in this paperback. What I distinctly liked about this book was very light reading. It gives you, in a very cinematic style, the lights, sound, and the flavor of what he went through, what he experienced during his time. It was in 1972 when he came with Larry Collins and stayed back for 1 year. I was born in 1972. So when Dominique Lapierre was researching and traveling around the length and breadth of the country, I was also part of the population in India. I distinctly like one more part over here which deals with Calcutta. Dominique Lapierre very lovingly recollects his stay in Calcutta, his association with the Missionaries of Charity for a small period of time, and his long association with Udayan, another charitable organization which works for the downtrodden. a fascinating read, and more so because he gives so much of care to be very, very loving about his subject. That was my first book in today's video, Dominique Lapierre's India, My Love. The second book is from my special affection in my genres of books that I generally love to read. It's a detective fiction. And the author is somebody quite new in this field of detective fiction. His name is Bhaskar Chattopadhyay. Bhaskar Chattopadhyay is a Bengali, but he has stayed a significant number of years in Bangalore, and now he has relocated to Canada, where he teaches screenplay. It is undoubtedly a revelation that Bhaskar Chattopadhyay is fascinated by the life and works of Satyajit Ray. And it is seen in his books. Bhaskar Chattopadhyay uses a unique style of showing you pictures or painting pictures using words. You will actually live the scene of his pages of mystery. Bhaskar Chattopadhyay interestingly brings a new detective into the series that he has started with this new detective, a new detective in India. His name is Janardhan Maiti, Bengali, very uncharismatic, and he has a Watson as well along with him. Yes, a writer. His name is Prakash Rai. So Janardhan Maiti mystery series presently has 5 books. I have bought 2. Here Falls the Shadow is the second book of his 5-book series. This, I will not give a spoiler. The mystery takes place in Jharkhand. The state in India, Jharkhand, still has pristine jungles, forests. And the setting of this mystery is one of the densely forested part of Jharkhand. What I liked about this mystery, the Janardhan Maiti mystery, was he was on purpose, the author was on purpose taking us around, round, and round, giving us specially clues towards the perpetrator of the crime, where at the back of our mind we were made to feel that this is not the right clue. This was not the right clue. So it was very subtle. The wordplay was very subtle. He made us feel this is not the right clue, but he was giving a clue. And in this play of the right clue or the wrong clue, the right clue or the wrong clue, the attention of the reader was always in the hands of Bhaskar Chattopadhyay. That was the trump card he had. He always held on to the attention of the reader. Penguin published this book. It's a 248 pages book. Fascinating once again. Being a fan of golden age detective fiction, a fan of Sharadindu Bandyopadhyay, you name any of the famous detective authors in Bengali, Narayan Sannal, Hemendra Kumar Rai, Nihar Ranjan Gupta. I almost have read almost all of them. What I liked about Bhaskar Chattopadhyay's style was very genuinely unique. Somewhere, I may be wrong, it is personal opinion, absolutely my own personal opinion. Somewhere I found the style a little bit influenced by Sharadindu Babu. I'm not saying that it is like a Bomkesh. I'm not saying that. But the style, the setting, the play of the lights and the sound, which is familiar in all Bomkesh stories, I saw a glimpse of that in Here Falls the Shadow. And the author scores the brownie point by zeroing on an absolutely unblemished character in the story where we never had any kind of a doubt about that person, and he at the end of the story he was the person who had committed the crime. So strongly recommended book for lovers of thriller, detective fiction, and mystery. That was my second book. And coming to the last book of today's video, my love of books started from a pavement market. I belong to Calcutta. I have been to College Street innumerable number of times throughout my life. But the experience of being to Daryaganj in Old Delhi was absolutely beyond any comparison. It was a Sunday, and Daryaganj book market used to happen on a Sunday. I was there on a December Sunday. If I am not mistaken, it was somewhere near Christmas. And I reached there somewhere around 5-ish, around 5 o'clock. And I was so sad to see that I am late. The market is going to close down by 7:30. And by just landing at the start of the market, I could see that it won't be possible for me to complete the entire market in the span of 2.5 hours. It is a very big stretch of the pavement in Old Delhi, Daryaganj. So the start of my love for used books, the love of unique books, the love of rare books began from Daryaganj. And this author also talks about that city. I am talking about the second book of William Dalrymple. In his career of writing books in history, books of travel, books about people, he is a die-hard non-fiction writer with a unique eye for details. The City of Jinns is about Delhi. He talks about his stay along with his wife in Delhi. He brings in characters who were in life, real life characters, who stayed with him, who helped him, or rather did not help him in his course of stay in Delhi, and they all add a unique flavor of a fiction in this book. Published by Penguin once again. I bought this book from Daryaganj. William Dalrymple is one of those unique writers of non-fiction who will not overload you with data, who will not give you the feeling that you are reading a textbook, who will make your reading enjoyable by bringing in anecdotes, stories, facts, and myths about the character of the nonfiction, about the place in the nonfiction, and about the feeling that the writer has when he traveled, met people, talked with them, and imbibed the entire environment of that place. So this was in a nutshell my 3 books for today's video. All these 3 authors are well known. William Dalrymple, Dominique Lapierre being very senior and having a longer span of writing career, they may be more well known than Mr. Bhaskar Chattopadhyay. But this was a mixture of my choice of non-fiction and fiction for this episode of book reviews. I am planning to make a Bengali video as well for my Bengali books, and I hope to see you soon with my next video. In the meantime, if you happen to like this video, please don't forget to put a like, and do please give a comment what you don't like about it, so that I can take it on myself to change and develop my presentation as per your liking. So far, have a nice weekend, as because I am talking to you on a weekend today. So I wish you all the very best. Keep reading, keep happy. Namaskar.